Hello, 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 hello. It is another edition of Travel the World as a Speaker. And today, we're going to talk about how to use Open Broadcast Studio as a speaker. Now, this is going to be for those of you who are doing virtual gigs, you are traveling and doing your virtual gigs, you're going to really want to know about this one. So we're going to do a little bit of a how-to, just a brief how-to on Open Broadcast Studio, and you're going to see why I can't do a full one. And for those of you on Instagram, unfortunately, you're going to have to pop over here to our YouTube channel. Just go and search for iFind You Clothes over on YouTube. Come to the live broadcast. Otherwise, you're going to have to use your imagination here on Instagram. And I think I try to be as descriptive as possible, but I'm not really sure I'm that great at it. But I'm pretty excited to be here. I am your host, Phylecia Jones, and this show is all about the two things that I love, and that is speaking and traveling, and how to leverage public speaking so that you can travel. But along the way, I have to teach you how to be a really good speaker so that you can take that and leverage it, make some money, and travel and do all the things. And of course, if you're trying to grow your brand, market your business through public speaking, I'm here to answer any questions. This show is brought to you by iFind You Clothes. And what we do, we actually go out and research and find speaking opportunities for those who want to get on stage. Yes, and every Monday, we drop 5 new speaking opportunities for you to go review, apply for, and then, pitch, get on the stage and do your thing. Whew. So that's what we're doing today. That's what we are doing. I got my tea. I've been working all day. And I've been staring at a computer. Feels like I've just been staring at a computer for a very long time, and I'm making my desk move. I typically give you a travel story before we get into the content, and I'm about to cough. Oh, sorry about that. Luckily, I have social distance. There's nobody here with me, and hopefully no one's triggered by the amount of germs that just happened. I have to do this again. Oh, wow. I'm having one of those days, it seems. Yeah, I'm having one of those days. But okay, let's just go ahead and get into it. Now, typically I have a travel story for you, but what I'm going to talk about when it comes to travel and when it comes to doing virtual presentations. Now, there are a couple of things that we can do when we are traveling and speaking. And I do like now, I like how the world has pivoted into virtual presentations, because to be honest, a few years ago, not everybody was into being able to be on the road, for one gig and then do a virtual presentation from a hotel at another gig. I mean, you still have some limitations with Wi-Fi and all that kind of stuff. But I think after last year, we have seen people do a lot better, especially companies and other folks do better with their internet connections. So this is all possible. And the beauty of having a cell phone that you can hotspot from. Oh my gosh, I have been on the road and I have done presentations from my cell phone, and it works perfectly. So you just to let you know, you do have these options when you are on the road for one gig. You can still book other gigs while you are traveling. And that's the whole thing about Travel the World as a Speaker. It is talking about leveraging speaking so you can travel, but also recognizing that when you are on the road, you can still take on gigs as long as you've let people know that you are an experienced virtual presenter. I mean, this is an option for you so that you can do quite a few gigs while you're, doing your thing, not necessarily on vacation. I think vacation should be for vacation, but just kind of giving you some options of what you can do when it comes to making money. So with that, we're going to get into Open Broadcast Studio. So like I said, for those of you on Instagram, you're going to have to come over to you're going to have to come on over here to YouTube. And what I'm actually going to do, I'm actually going to stop this one on Instagram, because at this point I'm about to do a lot of hands-on. But just to give you a primer before I get into the hands-on portion, Open Broadcast Studio, is OBS, Open Broadcaster Software. That's what it really stands for. A lot of people call it OBS Studio, Open Broadcaster Studio, but it really is Open Broadcaster Software. Studio. Now, this is one of these platforms where it is open source. Now, for those of you who are not techies, open source means it's free to download on the internet. But for any techie, you will understand that open source means very little support. That means it's one of those things that's free. You can use it. You can make it do what you want, but it doesn't come with an instruction manual. There's no support team, nothing like that. Okay. So when you are lost, you're going to have to get into the world of the internet and start asking questions or ask other people who know how to use this. It's not that hard, but it is a learning curve. Now, Open Broadcast Studio. So for those of you who are live streaming and you're paying other people, oh gosh, I don't even know, like Zencaster and all those other platforms where you pay to have your live streams broadcast out to YouTube or Facebook. Open Broadcaster Studio is where you can actually do it for free. But like I said, you don't have a lot of support. You have to figure a lot of this stuff out on your own, but it is free. It's available. It's not that hard to use, but it does have a learning curve. It has a learning curve, just FYI. But it's beautiful. People have been using it for years now, and you can do multi-streams with it. I actually use Open Broadcast Studio. All of my live streams are open broadcast, not on Instagram. You cannot live stream over into Instagram yet, or not that I know of. You probably can, but I use this to go live into either Facebook. When I did Periscope, and when I'm doing YouTube. I also do this for when I do virtual presentations as well. So that's Open Broadcaster Studio. So for my Instagram people, come on over here. Come check us out. Go check the link in the bio up here. Go check the link in the bio. Come over here because I'm about to get hands-on and show you how I use Open Broadcaster Studio for live streams and how I use it for virtual presentations, and also how I use it for recording courses, which I was doing today and will be doing tomorrow. So for those of you on Instagram, I love ya. I got to peace out. So come join us over here on the YouTube channel. All right, YouTube, you have me to yourself. All right, so let's go ahead and do a little bit of hands-on. Which camera am I showing you? Okay, we're going to go to the main cam. So I want to show you what Open Broadcaster software looks like. You can actually go and search for OBS Studio. You can search for Open Broadcaster in your Googleator or Bing. I'm using Bing right now. And all you have to do is click on it. So I just want to let you know this is what the website looks like. It's OBS Studio, and it'll give you your latest release. You choose how you want to download it. The Linux folks, that's for my techies, but it's available for Mac and for PC, i.e. Windows. And this is what it's going to look like. I'm actually going to show you what it looks like on my screen. But this is what OBS looks like. It is it's a broadcasting studio, kind of, how people are, in the booths when you go to the news station. I don't know, maybe I'm the only one who goes to the news station because I used to be on TV. But it's how you can produce your own content so that it can live stream out into the world, into YouTube, Facebook, and things like that. I'm not going to go into the details on how to live stream because I'm going to have to do a different video on that because I can't really mess around with it because I'm using it as we speak. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Things I didn't think through very well when I decided to talk about this, but I can't really play around too much because I'm actually using it and I'll lose my feed and then nobody will learn anything. But I do want you to, if you're looking for different options when it comes to live streaming, you don't want to just go straight from your camera, which is perfect. If you want to go straight from your laptop to the platforms, do it. But I do like this because you can do a few little extra things, and I'm going to show you how I do it when we get into it. So basically, when I'm talking about, moving from different scenes throughout using OBS, this is what you can do in OBS. A lot of people think I'm doing some very extra fancy stuff, but what I'm doing is just actually moving throughout different scenes inside of OBS, and it's fun. I can add in music, as you can hear here. Is that how that works? I can add in different cameras. I can move things around. And right now I'm operating off of 2 cameras, and that's the really cool thing about OBS. But I do have to remember where my cameras are. That's why I get lost. Um, but I can do different things like this when I'm doing virtual presentations, and it's really neat. Now, there's some limitations I've run into, you know, with a delay and stuff like that. But when I'm recording courses, if I want to do a one take on the course, I'll actually come into OBS, do it this way instead of just being, you know, the regular. Okay, I'm in your face just talking right now. And it's, you know, I have to go share a screen. Let me go do that. But what I can do over here is add in all kinds of different scenes. Um, like I think I have my name up here somewhere. So like I can move things around, as you can see. Yeah, so see, this is supposed to be on top. Let me go ahead and fix that real quick. You can actually do little things where you can move things to the front, to the back. Let's see if I can, let's see if I can. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So you can layer your scenes with all kinds of neat stuff on here. I'm going to move this down one more time so that you can see this. I don't know if I'm doing this right. You do have to, there you go. Ah, see, got that in there. But this is what you can do inside of OBS. So let me go ahead and show you what it looks like. Now it's going to be weird because you're going to see me repeat quite a few times. So yeah, see what I mean? I'm like, hello, 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 hello. So that's the weird thing about OBS, but you can actually see what I'm doing here. So this is what it looks like behind the scenes. I can't really play around too much, but you can do your show recordings, settings, different scenes, and I actually do so many different things inside of OBS that I have a scene just for my travel show, meaning when it says scenes, that means all of this here. This is all programmed so that I can move around with the camera. I can move, you know, to this camera. I can move here. All of these things are things that I've set up so that you can see what I'm doing. I have my left display. I actually have multiple monitors going. I do have to remember where my camera is, but you can see all these different things that you can do inside of OBS. And then I'll go to this camera, and if you've ever paid attention to the show, I have an intro and an outro. I won't do it right now because I'll just go away, but this is what you can do in your different scenes. And and if I switch to another scene, it'll be very different because I do a live show, office hours for iFind You Close. And that's the cool thing, is that you can go in and have all of this set up so that when you are interviewing someone, if you're bringing somebody else on the camera, you don't have to go and like, okay, how do I do this for the first time? It's already ready to go. So inside of your scenes, you can have different sources. As you can see, I have both of my cameras right here. So I can actually turn on both cameras at this exact moment. I know it's a little weird. But as you can see, I can have both cameras going at the same time. So when you're looking at these scenes, so this is all the different things that you can pull in, take out. You can bring in PowerPoint presentations, microphone. I could take the sound off. I can bring the sound in. I'm actually going to turn off one of these cameras. But that's the beautiful thing about OBS, is that you can get very, very creative. It took me a while to figure this out because my husband just threw me into it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so hard. But after last year, I said, you know what, I'm going to sit down here and actually learn this. If you're not afraid to press buttons, you shouldn't be afraid to play with OBS. But all of your different sources, and when it says sources, is your microphone, like this little puppy right here. I have to bring this source in as audio. Both of the cameras can come in and out. I can close them so that you don't see me. Like right now, you don't see me anymore, and poof, I'm here. And you do this for each one, and you can name it however you want so that you'll know where you're going. So this is what I do, and unfortunately, I can't show you the other source. Like I said, I didn't think this out when I was showing you how to do this, because you won't be able to see the full breadth of it, but you get a slight idea. But this is something I've absolutely loved doing, and that is using OBS, and especially as a speaker. It just sets you apart from just being a talking head. Like right now, I'm just a talking head for 45 minutes or 20 minutes or however long you're speaking. Something like this can set you apart. Now, you will have to have a powerful laptop. It doesn't really work on smaller sources, because this thing does suck up a lot of energy. So you will have to have a laptop ready to go, plug it in, because not only is uploading and streaming at the same time. So that's why you want to make sure you have all of your bits and pieces together when you are doing this. But I've absolutely loved using OBS. And like I said, I'm going to go ahead and switch. I mean, for the most part, it's so that you can do things like this. I mean, that's what I love about it. And that's why I want to encourage you as a speaker to kind of stand out from everyone else and have some different viewpoints. And you can bring in a presentation. You can bring in all of these different things through different monitors, different sources, different windows. You can get as creative as your brain can handle. That's what I want you to know. And with so many people doing so many different things when it comes to speaking, this is the one thing that you can control that won't cost you a lot of money. Maybe other than buying some other equipment to get your cameras going, but it's just a little thing, just a tiny little thing that you can do that sets you apart from what other people are doing. Now, if you have any questions around this, and I'm going to go back to my main screen. This is OBS. Like I said, go to obsproject.com, or you can do a search on Open Broadcaster software, and you just do a simple download. It's fairly simple. You're going to have to just learn how to press buttons, okay? And I'll have to come back and do a better video so that I can, like I said, I didn't pre-plan this very well. So I'll have to do a separate video when I'm not recording so that I can show you how to use OBS Studio. But for now, this is just to give you an idea of the power of what you can do with this as a speaker, being able to change out your different scenes, have different viewpoints, and be able to train without doing the let me share. So now I don't have to do let me share. All I got to do is go to a different scene and poof. And I'll actually show you how I do that. Right now that's me on camera on the other monitor. But when I go to change the scene, all I do is something. I press these little buttons, and that's how I'm shifting through all of these different scenes. But it's fun. It really is fun when you get down to it. Now, of course, if you have any questions about any of this, and I know, like I said, this is the worst tutorial ever because I didn't pre-plan well enough. But just to give you an idea of what OBS is like, and if you do want more tutorials on this, just let me know. I'll put it in the comment box. As long as I don't knock my microphone out, I'll put it in the comment box. I'll be sure to come back and answer any specific questions that you have around OBS. Other than that, this is all I have for you, and you're about to see the power of OBS because I'm about to flip to the outro. Take care of yourself. Bye.